it's a great year, man. You saw another very important thing. We left this off, and I feel like it's important that I say this before we get off. USADA has taken off marijuana off of
That's
their
right.
banned substance list. This is a very important thing for us. Here's why it's important. I represent a client who was directly impacted by this USADA rules and basically paid the price for a moment like this to happen. Um, Nick Diaz was suspended in 2015 for an offense of smoking cannabis and a failed drug test for smoking cannabis. Anderson Silva, the guy who he fought that day, ended up getting suspended for a year, and Nick got a 5-year suspension due to repeating offenses. And my guy's been so ahead of the curve with this, and he's been trying to educate the world on plants over pills. Plants over pills. Eat clean. Train clean. Live clean. And he's been standing on top of a mountain shouting this for over 15 years. And he had his reasons why he felt cannabis and CBD was a better replacement than taking these pills while in pain, and the world, it took a while. Some people got on board and they understood. Some people that with a scientific background that did their research understood what this guy was saying, and everybody started hopping along slowly but surely. You fast forward 5 years later, which is exactly 6 years, 5 years from the time that Nick fought in January of 2015 till now. For the rule to be changed is a win. It proves that my guy was right the whole time, and he's the one that had to sacrifice for this. And people, he's a pothead, or no, the guy has been trying to teach you guys how to properly, eat and recover, and without having to, do, all of these, extra shit that they give you guys. And as an athlete, as a former athlete, and as a guy that works around a lot of athletes, a lot of these guys are taking shots for pain and taking just all types of shit, putting all types of shit in their body. And my guy's been an advocate for marijuana and cannabis to be taken off of that list, because no fighter deserves to not be able to recover or anti-inflammatory pills is what they give you, and all these extra shit. And the guy should have an option not to use that shit if they're trying to recover, and just being able to, have cannabis and CBD as a way. And for him, to take all the bullets for everybody, I feel like, this is an historic moment. It's an historic day, and Nick should be praised on this day like this. And when history tells the story, because the UFC is the first major league sport to take cannabis off of their banned substance list and completely, take it off of their list. This day and this moment should be recognized as a victory for Nick Diaz and for his fight that he's been doing to change the things that needed to be changed. And here we are, even though he paid the price for it, and you can't get back the time that he was taken away from him. But to know that going forward, and the generations going forward are able to utilize this, this great plant to be able to, cope with, the hard mental, psychological lifestyle a fighter has to live is a huge win, and not have to look behind their back or worry about. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge. And I know so many fighters, boxing. Let me take that back. I know so many athletes, NFL, NBA, NHL, that utilize cannabis and have been using it for the last 10, 15 years that I've known. They just have to hide to do it. Now they don't have to hide. Now they could be open, and nobody has to get penalized 5 years, $200,000 for cannabis when the guy was on steroids. So I'm just so happy for my guy. I'm so proud of Nick for standing for this and believing in it and riding this thing out. So I had to say that. I had to get that one off my chest real quick, because my guy, Nick is not the kind of guy that'll come out and be like, but somebody got to say it, and I feel like, nobody better to say it than myself right now. And I know that he's happy about it, because he's expressed that to me. And Kev, look at all of this, after all this time, so it's rewarding, man. It's rewarding to know that the next generation doesn't have to go through that shit. And my guy, put it all on the line for them. So that's why I want this moment to be remembered as a victory for Nick Diaz, and this to be a Nick Diaz moment more than anything else. So thank you to USADA, and thank you to the Nevada State Commission and everybody for eventually coming around and seeing what needs to happen.